welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Michaela Loves Gymnastics. How you guys doing? I'm sitting outside in the garage right now. This is my second attempt to record this video. This video is not for minors because we try to smoke and have this talk. This conversation is going to be about defying gravity and my opinions of this docuseries. Now, let me hit this. Now, my issue with defying gravity is that it's some bullshit. It's some same bullshit that we have been getting from USA Gymnastics all this time. First of all, let me say this to Jessica and the people at Gymnastics, and for the people at the balancing situation, and for all the blogs that I follow and I enjoy. Thank you for putting this docuseries together, especially at a time when there has been no gymnastics content in 2020 other than basically American Cup and Gymnet and some other individual competitions. There's been competitions now, but it just haven't been any competition. So I thank you and I applaud you for putting this docuseries together. Now, I call myself the Wendy Williams of gymnastics, and on this channel, we're gonna speak some truth, and we're gonna talk some real shit, right? My number one issue with this whole Defying Gravity docuseries, and I'm not paying for YouTube Premium, so I only ever saw the first 4 episodes, and I don't know if the next 2 episodes are going to get more in depth to all of these issues, and if you guys are, I apologize off rip, but I can only talk about what I've seen. One of my biggest issues with this whole docuseries is you all make it seem like Bella and Marta were the only 2 coaches that were bad, and they're the whole reason that the system is corrupt. And when Bella and Marta came in, all the sexual abuse and all the physical abuse and all the emotional abuse started. And before Bella and Marta came in, we produced healthy and strong athletes that had no kind of mental disorders or physical disorders or eating disorders or wasn't abused sexually. It was all Bella and Marta's fault. And that is something that I just cannot sit back as a viewer and just let you guys put out there. Like, I get it that for a long time, the number one majority of gymnastics fans were teenage girls who wanted to be gymnasts, wanted to be Olympians or collegiate athletes. But in 2020, the great number of gymnastics fans are LGBT folks, adults, people like that. So now that adults are more interested in the sport and more paying the sport more attention, we have to call y'all out for the bullshit that we see. Bella and Marta added to the corruption. They added to the abuse. They added to the system. But guess what? Bella and Marta produced champions. Bella and Marta produced Olympic and world team medalists and world champions and Olympic champions, right? What about all these other coaches that haven't? And they still do all of these same practices and don't even produce half the results, right? What about this? Y'all was interviewing Olivia and Riley while they were still at Maggie Haney's gym. And y'all was making it seem like, I could tell y'all kind of cut Maggie out of it, but y'all was making it seem like, oh yeah, we're happy. We're strong athletes. We're this and we're that third. Never gave us their coach Maggie Haney at the time was accused of horrific stuff to these 2 stars, right? You guys never talked about that. Y'all just talked about the happiness and the goodness of the coaches. Y'all went to Grace's gym, right? Grace trained at the same gym, Twin City Twisters in Minnesota, as Maggie Nichols went to, right? Never once was a question asked to that coach. So what did you do when Maggie told you that, or you overheard a conversation between her and Allie that a coach was, that Larry Nassar was touching on her? What did you do with that other than report it to USA Gymnastics? Did you ever go to the police? Did you ever protect Maggie? Why should any other parent trust their child to you? Because clearly it was more important to you that Maggie made the world and the Olympic team than her being sexually abused because you did nothing about it. So why should we not believe that you wouldn't do the same thing with Grace? See, her coach was made to be the good coach. Was made to be the one supporting Grace McCullough. But where was your support for Maggie Nichols, right? And this is just the bullshit and the hypocrisy I keep seeing in Defying Gravity that, I'm happy that, and I'm not saying that I wish it wasn't made. I'm happy that it was made, but come on, like, if you're gonna talk about these issues, let's talk about it. Like, as a gymnastics fan, I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of being manipulated. I'm tired of having these adults, right? And as a gym fan, I could only trust the adults and the girls with what they say. So at the time, if they're not saying anything, I can only trust that everything is going good, right? But it's not the case. It is not the case. And it just was not fair. And it was not fair to Maggie Nichols, first of all. And it was some absolute, total, complete bullshit that y'all filmed this girl and filmed this coach, and you're gonna do a whole episode about abuse in gymnastics, but you never even asked this coach, what did you do when Maggie told you this information? That's some bullshit. The next thing that really pisses me off about Defying Gravity was this episode that just happened. You did a whole episode about vault and about vault champions, and you never once mentioned Kayla Williams' name, the second African American gymnast to win a world championship title for the U.S. You never even mentioned her name. And you see, y'all could bring up maybe Kayla Williams didn't want to be interviewed. Well, maybe Michaela Maroney didn't want to be interviewed, but they for surely talked about Michaela Maroney. Like, come on, it's just some bull. It is just some total incomplete bull. It really disturbs me that every time Jamie Dinger, I'm really terrified for this girl. Like, no bullshit. I'm scared that this girl is going to take her life because the only time she is interviewed, she is validated about her success in this sport. She's never asked about NCAA. She's not one of the NCAA commentators for all 101 NCAA divisions out there. Y'all don't talk to Jamie Dinger about that. The only time y'all talk to Jamie Dinger is y'all have her on national TV, boohoo crying, talking about her being abused or talking about her rivalry with Vanessa Atler. And that's just all that you guys use Jamie Dinger for, and it's just not right. And I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. Like, if you're going to talk about her, yes, talk about her. But Jamie Dinger is one of the best floor exercise workers USA ever had. Why don't y'all talk to Vanessa about floor? Why y'all didn't talk to Jamie about floor? Like, come on. Come on, like, I'm just so sick of it. I don't like how you guys are using the big name stars because they have great, what am I trying to say? Not representation. They are great representations for the sport. Svetlana Bovinskaya is not going to say nothing bad about gymnastics. Nelly Kim is not going to say nothing bad about gymnastics. Betty Okino is not really going to say anything bad about USA Gymnastics. Dominique Luciano just said everything that she could say. So anything she do bring up about USA Gymnastics is not nothing new. So is Vanessa Atler. So it's like, I'm waiting for somebody to talk to somebody who didn't go to an Olympics and win a medal and see what their life was like in gymnastics. In conclusion to this whole video, it's about the money. Everything in USA Gymnastics that's bad about USA Gymnastics is about the money, including this docuseries. You didn't change anything because it's about the money. USA Gymnastics never fixed anything else because they were so scared of losing money. It's about the money. Until, as the gymnastics culture, we fix that issue, the money in gymnastics, which should be given to the girls anyways, we're going to keep having docuseries. Thank you.